Agents, you have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series. Open, Chicago with the lead. Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5, touchdown Bears!
Third time in 6 seasons, it's one goal team. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it, throw to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Boom! What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not watching us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Like that page as well. So not only are you liking Sports Zone Chicago, but you're also liking our page, Shawn and Maya in the morning also. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Also click the bell, little bell right next to it. That's the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. If you're watching us on our mobile app, so I'm messing with my tea here. If you're watching us on our mobile app, yay. That's what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Don't even tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Shut the front door. Look, we have our own mobile app. So wherever you get your apps from, do me a favor. Go there, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Woolworth, wherever you get your apps from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take it with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. If you're watching us on our Roku channel, now that's what I'm talking about. I like that kind of party, baby. What? Don't even tell me you didn't know we have a Roku channel. Come on now. What are you doing? What you probably miss, man? What you probably miss? Listen, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. What are you doing? So listen, do us a favor. Go there. If you have a Roku TV in the house, do us a favor. Go and download the Sports Zone Chicago tile. You got me? Download the tile. Put it smack there. Put it right there. Put it right over there. All right, my Chicago accent. Put it right over there. All right? Right over there. All right, right next to Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Prime, Paramount Plus. Damn, I was supposed to cancel Paramount Plus. Shit. That's all right. HBO Max, Netflix. Put us right there, right next to them. And you can watch us live. Hell, we're live there right now. We're on the big screen. Check us out on the big screen. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, well, then you can follow her at Maya_Akai. MAYA_AKAI. Listen, we have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or mobile app, Either one of those three, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. We can't do it. We can't get interactive on Roku, but that's okay. You just watch us on the big screen. Leave us a question or comment through your phone or your laptop or your tablet. Either one. Either way. All right. Leave the questions, comments. Bring it all the smoke, man. We ain't scared of nothing over here. We're excited. We want you to. That's what you know. What that's what makes this the number one, the best. Numero uno, el primero. Morning Chicago sports talk show around. That's you guys. So don't hold back. Bring them all. We want all that smoke. Bring questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. Put them up there. Get them in the chat. We'll put them on the screen, and we'll incorporate them into the show. Get it? Got it? Good. So let's see who we got. Who we got? Cornelius Squalls, he's in the house. He's early today. Again, as always. Cornelius, what up, Papa? Mashawn Wall's in the Mickey Ficky house. Yeah, and a House Music Monday, last day of July. Man, 7 months of the year are done. 7 down, 5 to go. Man, Patty Lara in the Mickey Ficky house. What up, Patty Lara? Wonderful. Lavette Lee, she's in the Mickey Ficky house. Happy House Music Monday to you too, Mama. I appreciate it. Vernon Fairley in the Mickey Ficky house. Did someone check on Spence to see if the Hitman Hearn swelling? Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That was not nice. That was, well, whew. That was bad. My man, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., he's in the house. En la música de Casas Lunes. House Music Monday, baby. I like it. I like to hit that like button. All right, if you're watching, smash that like button. I would appreciate it. And you know what? If Armando's watching, Patty's watching, that only tells me one thing. That Armando Emeterio Lara the fourth and Jeremiah are watching as well. Tito, Jeremiah, good morning, folks. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate it. See who else. And Monica. Moni, how are you, mommy? How are you? Oh, man, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm helping you and Jeremiah get through the morning. Well, listen, we have a phenomenal show for you. It's going to start early. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today. Just got to squeeze it in these 2 hours. All right. 9:30, Casey Boguslaw, baseball analyst, is going to join us. A lot to talk about. The Cubs pulled. The Cubs, they pulled Cody Bellinger off the trade block. They're like, no. We're not doing that. So they're going to go for it. We got to talk about that with Casey. The White Sox, Lucas Giolito, Ray Lopez, Lance Lynn, Joe Kelly. Whew. Gone. They gone. And there's some shocking news about some other people who are available. We're going to talk about that today with our guy Casey Boguslaw. Then we got Bears talk, man. Whoo! Guess what? I will be at training camp tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow and Sunday. Sunday's Family Fest at Soldier Field. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll say what's up to my guys Herb, who'll be working it. I'll also say what's up to our guy Zach Pearson, who'll be there as well. Say hi to those guys. And I'll get you the 411. So Wednesday, I'll be back with some info and be like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is where they can improve. This is where they are improving. I'll have the what's the 411, yo? What's the 411? I will have it for you. I will have it for you on Wednesday. And then definitely again next Monday as I go to Family Fest on Sunday. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I will. Are you meeting Mondo and Dito at Family Fest? I didn't know Mondo was going. Or did he tell me? Did he tell me he was going? He probably did. Well, if not, I'll meet up with him somewhere. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to see. I'm excited about it. I'm sad about my White Sox. I'm happy for some Cub fans, not all of them. Because you got a shot. You have a shot, and it looks like the Cubs are going to be all in. So we're going to talk about that a lot. All right, and as I said, training camp is here. It's in full swing. And on Wednesday, and unfortunately, I'm getting there. I'm going tomorrow. I was looking for tickets for Thursday. I don't know if the public's open, allowed them. But I wanted to see them with pads on, because right now they're still in helmets and shorts. So everybody who looks great, okay, fine. You're in shorts. These are the underwear Olympics. Okay. I want to see when the pads come on, and that is Wednesday. Offensive linemen will get a true evaluation. Running backs will get a true evaluation. Linebackers, defensive backs will get a true evaluation. Well, if your offensive linemen get an evaluation, then the defensive linemen will get a true evaluation as well. The whole team is going to get truly, truly evaluated once the pads come on, and that's Wednesday. So it's going to be a good time this week. It's going to be a fun time this week. And, man, stay locked in. Sports Zone Chicago. We'll have news and notes and breaking news for you about the Bears. We got to talk about the trade deadline, which is tomorrow at 5 a.m. The MLB, Major League Baseball's trade deadline, which is tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. U.S. women's national team, they play. Technically, it's tomorrow morning at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, some craziness like that. Let me see. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. Some ungodly hour, because, there are so many hours ahead of us right now. Yeah, 2 a.m. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. We have quite a bit to talk about. So it's going to be a very fun show. We're gonna get it locked in. So, guys, let's see. Guys, you know how we do. Here it is. Who's calling me at this time? Don't call me 9 o'clock on a Monday, boy. Don't call. I got 2 people calling me. For real? Like, you don't know? Like, it's Sports Zone Chicago. It's Shawn and Maya time, fool. See, that's how you know. That's how you know it's a telemarketer. That's how. Yeah. Come on, man. You don't call me at 9 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't call me at 9 o'clock, fool. What's wrong with you? Yeah. See, these people have no shame. It's funny. Do you hate? I hate when I get some call at like 7:45 in the morning, a telemarketer or something. Like, dude, really? You cuss them out like, dude, it's 7:45 in the morning. I don't care where you are. If you're on the East Coast, it's only 8:45. Not even business hours. Don't call me. Click. Don't call me, fool. Click. Oh, man. Well, listen, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Cubs. Whew. Cubs with a rough one yesterday. They needed it and couldn't come through with it. Cubs fall to the Cardinals 3-0. Man, the professor, he gets the loss. He's 4-5 on the season. He wins 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 2 punch outs. Yan Gomes was 2 for 3 with a double, his 9th of the season. Cody Bellinger was 1 for 4. Chris Morrell was 1 for 3. Obviously, no RBIs because they were shut out. Tough one. Tough one for the Cubs. That was a game. I mean, they won all the games, of course. But to close out the that series is one that that they were really looking forward to getting. All right. They wanted to sweep that series, couldn't do that. But you know what? You can't be upset. All right. You took 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals. You swept the White Sox. Okay. You took 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals in St. Louis. You swept the White Sox. You took 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals. 4 from the Cardinals in Chicago. Then you swept the White Sox for 2 games. Then you took 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals in St. Louis. Yeah, you're on a roll. They're on a roll, and you're in playoff mode. You're 8-2. You're 8-2 in your last 10 games. That's the best record, best stretch in Major League Baseball. No one else is 8-2. A couple teams are 7-3. A couple teams are 2-8. But let me tell you, you're on a roll. Okay, this is why. The other day, I posted on my Facebook page. This is why they pulled Cody Bellinger off the trade block. They pulled him off. Like, hold on, player. No. We're not going to trade him. Psych. They're going to go for it. It looks like they're going to be buyers now, today and tomorrow. What do they want? What do they need? Who do they get? I think they might need a little power bat. You can get another starting pitcher, fine. A reliever, fine. But looks like they're going to be buyers. So expect the Cubs. Expect the Cubs to keep Stroman. Expect the Cubs to keep Bellinger and add. They'll be buyers. Okay, but this is what we said, Cub fans. Isn't this what we said? I said at the end of that week, of last week, and it concluded yesterday, at the end of this past week, we would find out if they were going to be buyers or sellers. A week ago, we talked about it. Well, you go 8-2 in your last 10 games before the break. Actually, they have one game today, but nonetheless, they're in buy mode now. They're in buy mode. They still have some work to do. It's still a little bit, a few games out of the wild card spot. They're only 4 games out of the division lead. Cincinnati, Milwaukee's a half game behind Cincinnati, and the Cubs are 4 out, which can be made. But they got to move. They got to start playing. They got to keep playing because they're in playoff mode right now. And the longer they're there, the better it is for the Cubs. The better it is for the Cubs, because if they get into the playoffs, guess what? They will have been in playoff mode for the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the season. So that added pressure really won't be anything foreign to them. It won't be. So good luck to you guys. Good luck to the Cubs. I'm happy for some of you Cub fans. The rest of you, Chad and Becky's transplants, no. No. Sorry, just being a jag bag. As I was saying, the Cubs, they host Cincinnati for 4 games starting tonight. Marcus Stroman's on the bump for the Cubs. He's 10-6 with a 3.51 ERA. He's going against Andrew Abbott, who's 6-2 with a 1.90 ERA. First pitch is 7:05 on the Marquee Network. If you're watching on the television side, if you're listening on the radio side, it is 6:70 a.m. Am I happy for you? Happy for me? I'm always happy for you, but why? But why? Next top of the morning topic. My White Sox get shut out at home. I love those uniforms. God, I love those uniforms. They get shut out yesterday at home. They fall to the Cleveland Guardians 5-0. Michael Kopech in what he called pathetic, in an outing he calls pathetic. Gets the loss. He's 4-10 on the season. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, and 2 Ks. Well, that's it. You just can't put people on base. You can't put people on base. You can't give people free passes. You just can't do that. And TA, I'm telling you, TA is back. TA, Yohan Moncada, Luis Robert, and Andrew Vaughn were all 1 for 4 on the day. They provided all of the hits. Those were all 4 hits from the White Sox. The White Sox in their last 10 games, unlike the Cubs are 8-2 in the last 10 games. The White Sox are 3-7. This is a pathetic organization right now. It's frustrating by all means. And I don't even know what else to say about these jokers. What? Oh. That's funny. Steve O'Rourke goes, "Are you happy for me?" I'm like, "Yes." Why? Is that because I'm a Cub fan? I'm like, "No." No, Steve. Oh, man. The White Sox are off today. Lord, thank God. Thank God. They give us a break. They travel to Texas for a 3-game set tomorrow, the first, second, and third, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. I don't even know what to do with these guys. I truly don't. You know, I truly. What they're doing is embarrassing. What they're doing is borderline criminal. Borderline criminal. But anyway, you know, the Bears, the next top of the morning topic, the Bears continuing training camp today. Man, I am telling you what, I am excited. And from all the reports I'm seeing, this Justin Fields and DJ Moore thing is the real deal. It is the real deal. We'll be able to confirm that as the pads come on Wednesday. Because now you get physical. Now you separate the men from the boys, as the old saying goes. Okay, Roshan Johnson, we get to see exactly how good he can be. Offensive lineman. Here's where this has to be right up there with Christmas. You guys are out, Junior. Tell me how excited you were the first day of pads. Junior and I played ball together. He was one of my offensive guards. How excited were you on the first day of pads? I'm telling you, it's got to be up there with Christmas for offensive linemen. And I get it, because now you can really move people. You know, you can act the fool. You can act the fool. All right, you can really, truly show out. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. All right, on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my guy, Casey Boguslaw. Man, we got some baseball to talk. Got some baseball. Cub fans, you're going to like it. Sox fans, you might not. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Here in July, Andrew Kisner's had a role in that.
Line drive hit to deep left. Morrell going back. It's over his head, and it bangs off the wall. Throw to second is in time, and they nail Kisner trying to stretch a single into a double. One away. The throw went from Morrell right off the wall to the shortstop Swanson. The relay to Horner at second.
Over toward the line, Morrell. Does he have a play? Chris makes the catch, tumbles into the stands. Is he okay? He is, and he made the catch, holding his head. I hope he's all right. What an effort and a great catch by Christopher Morrell.
You talk about giving up the body. Just a spectacular play. So we've seen the good and bad from Christopher out there today, right? The misplay in the first inning, but two really good plays. One with the arm, and this time able to put himself in a position.
Oh, sheesh. Sorry. Get my cord from my phone. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those courtesy of the Marquee Network. That was the Cubs down in the Lou. Getting shut out yesterday. I guess those are pretty much all the highlights since they scored no runs. I can't make fun of them because so are my good guys. They were shut out. Chicago was scoreless yesterday with both baseball teams. Quite interesting. Well, my next guest, he is a good friend of the program, and he's been rocking with us for a while now. Holy cow. It's been a minute. Now that I think about it, when we first met, holy sheesh, and I love it. He's a baseball analyst, and I love getting his take on it. He's a stats guy. All right, I'm not a stats guy, so I like to look at baseball from that perspective as well, because I don't. So I appreciate someone who can give me that type of perspective. You can find him on Twitter at Casey Boguslaw. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Casey Boguslaw. Casey, what's up, Papa? How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Except for those guys on the south side, but other than that.
Yeah. The long winding road continues here until tomorrow's deadline, and we'll see how much more that the guys in the front office have in store on I don't know what we're calling it, a restart, a retool of whatever they're doing when they're down on the south side.
You know, and it came out this morning. According to John Heyman. Hold on, let me double check. I don't want to misspeak. There's a whole bunch of things going around. Everyone's mad about people reposting and everything. No, Ken Rosenthal. According to Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic. So we give him his props. The White Sox are open for everybody. Open for discussions. That includes Louis Robert Jr. and Dylan Cease. Before, they were said to be untouchable. Now, that might be the best thing you have to offer, and it might bring us the most in return. Kind of like the Chris Sale deal a few years ago. Unfortunately, the Boston Red Sox capitalized on that, unlike us. Your thoughts?
So it was. I mean, it might be nothing, but I respect Ken Rosenthal's opinion. Obviously, he's one of the veteran guys out there. Doesn't really put stuff out there just to gain clicks or anything like that. So I think he is hearing from somebody that the White Sox are at least, like he says, open for business on these guys, when the reports before were they weren't. My issue, in my opinion, with this is I am not a fan of Rick Hahn being the one handling these moves.
Bingo.
I definitely want to switch up in the front office. I understand that that's very difficult to do mid-season. So, it is what it is right now. He had to get rid of Giolito. He had to get rid of Lance Lynn. That's fine. I don't know if anyone else could have done much better. He did fine. Whatever, there's prospects. We'll see what happens. But these guys that are under control, Dylan, Luis, I'd never want to move Luis. Even Tim Anderson. We've seen some rumors on him. We've seen some rumors on Eloy. I don't think Rick Hahn deserves the right to move those guys. Let's wait till the offseason. Can Rick finally get a guy, a new person, a new voice. It's unfair to me that Rick Hahn is the one who built this team. I don't think he deserves the right to dismantle it. These guys can be moved in the offseason. I understand that it's a seller's market right now. We're seeing that for sure. You want to be a seller right now because there's not very many. And we're even seeing some of these sellers not willing to move guys. Even, I assume we'll talk about the Cubs at some point. Them coming out and saying we're not moving Cody Bellinger, who's probably one of the best bats in the market right now. That helps the White Sox for sure. It helps their market for moving somebody like Eloy. Cardinals have said they're not moving Arenado. Padres have said they're not moving Soto. There aren't a lot of bats. So the White Sox do have bats that they can move, that I'm sure they're getting some enticing offers. I just don't know if I trust Rick Hahn to make the best choices on those offers. The advanced scouting on this team has been bad for years. That's why we're in this spot on the south side that we are in. So I would hold pat. They still have a couple guys. You got to move Grandal. I think if you can, he is somebody that should be attractive to other guys. Middleton, obviously, too. Those rental guys, Rick can move those guys, but the guys that are under contract, let's wait till the offseason and hopefully have somebody with a different perspective, because this didn't work for Rick and it hasn't worked for, we're approaching the 20-year anniversary of the 2005 team, which was, let's face it.
Wow.
It was
lightning in a bottle.
Oh yeah. There you go. You took the analogy I was looking for. It was a 1-year wonder. They never got back to those heights. We've only been in the playoffs, three times, right? Since 05, and have won 2 playoff games since 2005. So Rick, it's been a failure, and he does not deserve the right to do another rebuild, retool, whatever you want to call it.
It's interesting. I see it a little different. Here's why. I think he's able to get talent. I think, and he's able to identify talent. He got all these young guys here. My thing is, you still have to pick the manager. They still got to play for somebody.
Yeah.
And the bottom line for me is this: we know that Tony wasn't his guy. I got it, no problem. Okay, cool. But when it's on you, okay, and you don't bring in a championship caliber team, championship caliber manager. You know me. I wanted Ozzie from Jump Street because Ozzie knows his team the best. But Bruce Bochy was out there. Didn't even bring him in for an interview. Look what he's doing with the Texas Rangers now. All right, Joe Girardi was out there. All right, World Series manager, another guy who really doesn't take any BS and holds people accountable. Even Joe Madden, I would bring these guys in. They want to continue to run the show from the front office, and that's their problem. Their ego. Their ego is the problem, because if you mean to tell me that Ozzie or Bruce Bochy or Joe Girardi couldn't have gotten the best out of this team? I think they could have. I think, me with Ozzie, there's nothing lost in translation. He can speak their language, right, fluently. And I think there's consequences. There's no consequences for whatever they do. It bothers them. I think it's the egos that did it. I will agree with you. I don't want Rick Hahn doing this shit again. All right. But it's not going to change until you get a manager in there, which they never will get because they want to be the smartest guys in the room. But you need a championship manager. And my biggest thing was you should not give an underperforming veteran team to a rookie manager. And that's what they did, because they can still control Grifol. And so you and I agree on one point that Hahn has to go. But on the other point, it's not going to matter, because if the GM is going to keep his people or keep puppets in as managers, well, what the hell's the point? Because Rick Hahn's not a baseball guy. All right, you can assess. You haven't been on the field. There's a big difference. Easier to assess talent than actually make moves. And that's where I have the issue. Let the manager make the moves and use the numbers to help you in your decision, but not all the way. And that's where I guess you and I differ. But again, we agree on Rick Hahn. He got to go.
Yeah, and I think our thoughts, even though they're differing there, do go hand in hand, because I think if Rick is here next year, Pedro will be here too, because he is the handpicked guy. He doesn't want to admit fault. They're not going to make that change. If a new GM did come in, there's no way they would keep Pedro. What GM is going to come in here unless they are another Jerry guy and keep Grifol? That's not going to happen. And I totally agree with you. There were so many mistakes, and I actually I have been very vocal on Twitter that I do not like Grifol's moves. Me and my co-host on our podcast, we rip everything series by series on what Grifol does. Now you made a good point. We don't know which of those decisions are coming from up top. Let's take Tim Anderson, for example. He did move him from leadoff to second, in my opinion, and analytically, that's actually a more important spot in the lineup when Tim was in the worst slump of his life. And clearly it looked like he was still hurt. And we're seeing that now, because once he got the week-long break over the All-Star break, now he's hitting gangbusters.
Came back.
Yeah. So one of two things had to happen there during that slump. He needed to be moved down in the lineup just to have less at-bats, and you can work out of your slump down in the 7-8 hole, or put him on the IL and give him a break that the legs needed. Now, that neither one of those happened. Do we think that was Grifol's choice? I doubt it. I think Rick Hahn wanted him to stay on the top of the lineup. I don't know if it was a feelings thing. I know that some of those rumors are going out that, Ozzie even came out. He said that the White Sox, lack courage for not moving him down in the lineup. I don't know about that. I just think they wanted him to stay up at the top of the lineup because that's where he was. Maybe it was just for trade value as well, but that sunk the team, in my opinion. I think if we would have had a Tim Anderson like he is now, pre All-Star break,
when he first came back, pre All-Star,
they would still be in the hunt for sure. They wouldn't be selling guys. I don't think. I think they might be buying guys. I think the Tim Anderson slump sunk this team. I'm not saying I'm faulting Tim Anderson for it. I think it's the whole organizational thing, that it was an injury that he came back from too soon. Now that actually is, that goes back to internal depth on this team that never happened over the offseason. They had to bring Tim Anderson back because who else is their shortstop? I mean, it was Elvis, but Elvis was a flash in the pan last year, unfortunately. I was happy when they re-signed him because I thought maybe he could be what he was in September again this year. It didn't happen, and there are no other shortstops on this team. Hunter Alberto was a joke of a signing and a joke of a opening day roster thing that just never was going to work. But because they had nobody else, and that goes back years, there was never an option B if Tim Anderson gets an injury. There was nothing else. Brandon Drury was out there. Adam Frazier was out there that they just didn't want to do. They called Romy Gonzalez the next Ben Zobrist. That's a joke. That he was supposed to be possibly Tim Anderson's backup. That's internal scouting, and that's where I will combat your assessment of Rick bringing in talent. It's all of that. It's the internal scouting as much as external scouting. So sure, he brought in, we loved the packages when they came in for Sale and for Adam Eaton, and some of those guys worked. Almost all of them are gone now. So it really didn't work as a whole. I don't know how much we can really give value to Rick Hahn's assessments for bringing in, external, people from other organizations. He certainly hasn't done it internally, meaning the drafts. White Sox have been horrible in the draft for years, and maybe they're going to finally start hitting some with Colson and Schultz in these last couple of years, but we don't know that, and that's a couple of years away. But he hasn't done it, and that's why the White Sox are in this position as well, because they never supplanted the talent from those trades. And so when those guys got injured, it sunk the team, and there was nobody to back them up to let them heal. We were seeing Moncada needs to heal, Grandal needs to heal, Anderson needs to heal. There's no time. They're even in a horrible AL Central, they didn't have enough time to let these guys heal because there was no other options in the organization.
Guys, we're joined by Casey Boguslaw, baseball analyst, talking a little White Sox baseball right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That I'll agree with you with. I mean, because once Lubov, Yo-Yo, and all those guys were up, that farm system was depleted. It was toxic. You couldn't grow anything on that farmland. I'm telling you, it was, and they had nothing in the pipeline because everything, all the good prospects were in the show, and he failed to replenish that pipeline. And so, yeah, I could agree. I could definitely agree with you there. Whether it be by trade, whether it be by drafting, he failed to replenish it. And you're right. Every time one of those guys got hurt, I mean, in which it seemed, dude, was it me or was it like every other week somebody was getting hurt? And not even week, every like 3 or 4 days, someone else was getting hurt. And again, this is the training staff. This is the way that they're working out in the off season, and they just switched strength and conditioning coaches, 2 years ago, and we're still having these types of issues. So I don't know what it is with that organization. I love them to death. But I'm not even, I was talking to my friend today at CrossFit. I said, I might go to that 90s concert on August 25th.
Vanilla Ice, yeah.
You're damn right, Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc, and maybe one more. And that's it. I'm done. And I'm not even buying them off the White Sox. I'm going on a secondary market where they already got their money. But they ain't getting their money from me. And it's frustrating, all right, that this thing. And I truly believe, Casey, that it's the manager. Their lack of a veteran manager, which was really the downfall. And I know you can say, well, Tony. Well, first of all, Tony got him into the play. They went to the playoffs with Tony. But still, I think Tony's still too far removed. That's like saying, bring back like Wade Boggs was a great hitter, have him come back. No, he's past his prime. You know what I mean? Give me a manager who's relevant. Give me a manager who has a World Series title. Give me an old school manager. But they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do it because they want control, and that's the freaking problem. I thought my biggest thing was I thought you wanted to win. I thought you wanted to win and bring a World Series to Chicago, but you want your ego stroked, all right, and say, hey, we did this. Well, guess what? It hasn't happened. So they look like idiots, and the sooner Rick Hahn is gone, and I've defended that dude for the longest time, Casey, but you know what? The sooner, dude, you need help, I will drive to wherever the hell you live and help you pack your bags, Papa. I will.
100%. And, it goes back to, I definitely, the 2020 season, as screwed up as that was, 60 games and no fans and everything, that was so much fun to watch. And yes, we needed that excitement regardless, living in a pandemic, but that team had so much swagger, had so much power. The power was awesome. I remember, the one game, when they had 4 home runs in a row, and it was just, the most fun. And Rick Renteria, the kids wanted to play for Ricky. Ricky's boys never quit, and they went another direction. When the day he was fired, I was like, okay, they're doing the exact same things that the Cubs did to Rick Renteria as well, unfortunately for Ricky. But they saw somebody that they needed to get. The Cubs did it with Madden, obviously worked. And I thought the White Sox were going to do it. I thought it was AJ Hinch. You remember that press release that was released when Tony was signed? It had AJ Hinch's signature. I will always scratch my head on who made that mistake. Was that a joke? Was something off, that they were going to hire him? I would love to know that. I think this whole rebuild deserves a 30 for 30 because I have so many questions about what went wrong with this team. You mentioned the injuries. Is it bad luck? Is it karma? Is it a terrible training strategy on the whole thing? I don't know. Frank came out recently and was talking about Eloy and how he got hurt and how he doesn't practice full speed. And that's coming from Frank Thomas. I mean, he's he's going to speak truths, but he knows what he's talking about. I just listened to Eloy was on a different he was on that Foul Territory show with Pierzynski, and he said that he feels like he conditioned everything perfectly this offseason, and these injuries are fluke. I don't know about that, Eloy, but so something is off, and it's been off for so many reasons. Yeah, I will go back to the manager as well. I didn't like the Tony signing for the exact reasons that you did. I think AJ Hinch, obviously he was coming off the cheating thing, but I also think AJ Hinch has such a personality that maybe that did scare Jerry and maybe scared the other guys in the front office, because I don't think AJ Hinch would have been pushed around. We know Ozzie wouldn't have been pushed around. So they found somebody that did. Even Miguel Cairo would have made more sense than Pedro Grifol, because we saw that he had a thing going with these guys in September for a little bit. And experience-wise, they matched. They did not. Neither one of them had any managerial experience.
Yep.
When you're going to try to win a championship in a window, especially at a window that was starting to close, why are you bringing in a first-time manager? It makes no sense, unless for the reasons you said. They just wanted to keep control of what was going on, and keep playing their first baseman in the outfield, because it costs money to actually pay for a real outfielder. So let's just this depth that we have, let's just plug it wherever it fits, wherever we have a hole, regardless of whether that makes sense from a baseball standpoint. That's what this organization has done the last couple of years.
Yeah, it is, and it's a damn shame. Switch it to the north side. All right, last Monday I said, hey, by the end of this week we're going to find out if the Cubs are buyers or sellers, and all of a sudden, after they went 8-2 in their last 10, all right, best record in baseball in the last 10, 8-2. They pulled Cody Bellinger off the trade block. Looks like they're going to keep him, keep Stroman, and they're going to be. What do you think they need on the north side for them to first get into the wild card and possibly the division, because they're only 4 out? What do you think they need to get before tomorrow, 5 p.m.?
I think they need a bat. I don't know where it's coming from, but and maybe
lefty, righty, or doesn't matter. Lefty, righty, or doesn't matter.
Well, lefty probably. Bellinger has been hitting lefties better than righties. As good of a season as they have. And that was unexpected.
Yes, yes.
Really, even in like his MVP year, those numbers weren't. So that's surprising. It's fun. And Ricketts, of course, to beat a dead horse, has all the money in the world. So go out and get whoever you can. We'll see what happens. The market got set pretty early, and it was kind of by the south side. They got this market rolling. Usually we see a lot of these deadline deals coming right down to the wire. But we're not sure what's going on here. The Padres are kind of the wild card here. They just took a serious. They swept the Texas Rangers, so they're probably still in it. It's going to be a lot of fun in this wild card race. You do have to do something to kind of, maintain. What you're doing right now. I don't know if the front office is completely happy with this giant winning streak, because now they're in a predicament where they kind of have to make a decision rather than, moving Stroman for some more prospects, because you do want to plan for the future as well. You could do both. I don't know if it's probably not going to appease the fan base after this winning streak that they got here. And the Brewers don't scare me. We'll see what they're doing. There was rumors that, that they're going for Eloy. Reds, they're still young. I don't know if either of them are going to do anything big. So you could go out and I guess, take one step ahead of those two in your division. And that's not even talking about, they're still in the wild card as well. I just don't know where the guys are right now. The Mets have a couple guys, Pham, Canna, might look pretty good on the north side if they, just to kind of make that lineup a little bit more complete. And they've been playing a lot of their young guys all season long. I don't know if you want, to put this playoff race on those guys. So having a veteran like a Tommy Pham, Mark Canna really would make a lot of sense up on the north side.
Yeah, I'm happy. It's funny because not being a Cub fan, when I think I even mentioned it to you earlier, I was like, when I saw him, Cody Bellinger, I'm like, that swing looks good. Talk to me how big of a surprise it was to you for him to be back this way. Imagine if he didn't miss a month with that knee injury. Where would Cody Bellinger's numbers be right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say MVP with what Acuna is doing, but he'd be up, as one of the top contributors in all of the National League for sure. I don't want to in hindsight that I saw this coming, but I did for sure want him as a sign. I wanted the White Sox to go out and get him. It just made a lot of sense to get him, just a different look at what was going on. Obviously things went awry in the Dodgers organization, which doesn't happen very often. Those guys know exactly what they're doing. One of the smartest organizations in baseball, but sometimes it's just, a new environment will get you going. And, it has worked on the north side. Signing him a 1-year deal, not a ton of money, made a lot of sense. And, I think they were thinking, obviously, best case scenario, that they were going to be able to flip him at the deadline. And it got even better than that, because not only is he better than really anyone could have envisioned, but the Cubs are better than they envisioned at the beginning of the season. So, give them kudos for what they did. And I wish the White Sox did something similar, because, guys like Bellinger, Joey Gallo, to even a lesser degree, that would have looked a lot better. I'm going to obviously give this my South Side spin here, but I'm very jealous of what the Cubs did. And I was certainly calling for it in the offseason for the White Sox to do the same thing.
Yeah, that would have been nice, if you had him. And Benintendi was a nice signing, but Bellinger, he was out there. Imagine him and Luis Robert in the outfield, 2 Gold Glovers.
They sharpied Oscar Colas from the day the season ended, and that was a mistake. I was saying that as well. Colas would have been a great depth piece. Have him getting ready in AAA and being ready for an injury. You said he missed a month. Carlos could have came in for that month. Then obviously this is all hindsight, but this is what the White Sox have not done. Is they force these guys into positions to be a starter, coming from the farm with no experience, when you can have veterans, just as a placeholder, get them ready. And if there is an injury, or if that veteran doesn't take, on, right from the get-go, then you can go to your minor league guys. And the Cubs have done that all season long. They've called up prospects when they needed. Mervis came up for a little bit when Bellinger was out, and then when he went back down. And now he's ready to come back up again. So the Cubs are doing things right. And that's, I think they do still want to keep, building up that farm system. So Stroman is still a little bit of a question mark on what they want to do. Do they want to sign him in the offseason? Obviously, it would be a lot easier to do that if, he stays here all season. They can't get the qualifying offer for him because he's already gotten one. So you could see the Cubs doing a little bit of buy and sell, especially in the position that they're in right now. But I know, obviously, the fan base does not want to do that. They want to keep this winning going on. Obviously, a great week for Cubs fans, beating the crap out of both the rivals, the Cardinals and the White Sox.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 in Chicago, 3 out of 4 in the Lou, and they swept us on the South Side. So it's been a very, very productive last 8, 10, 12 days or so for the Cubs. Who do you see them? Do you see them moving anybody, or is it just all buyers? Or maybe a trade? Do you see them with a big trade, a trade to try and get a pitcher? Because you did say they need a bat, but do they need any more pitching?
I don't think so. That's why I'm saying you could still survive even if you did move Stroman, even if it got creative and did like some kind of 3-way deal where, you're getting a prospect for Stroman and getting a bat. There are ways that they can do around that. We'll see. We'll see how their front office is gonna make their due. But with Justin Steele being as great as he's been all season long,
Yeah.
Taillon's been up and down, of course. Hendricks has been pretty good since he's come back. They could stay afloat without Stroman. Obviously, Stroman's one of the best pitchers in the league, though, so that would be a hard pill to swallow. I'm just wondering if they do want to kind of tiptoe that middle ground. It's possible because, we're talking about them winning the division. We're talking about them possibly getting in as wild card. Big picture, can the Cubs win the World Series right now with this roster? I don't think so. So if the Cubs are keeping their eye on that prize, are you going to beat the Dodgers? Are you going to beat the Atlanta Braves? I don't know about that. So if, the Cubs are, a bigger, they usually have their eyes set on bigger things than just making the playoffs. They want to win the whole thing. And you could do that. Your odds of winning the World Series in the last couple of years are probably greater if you move Stroman now than rather pushing all your pieces in to try to win the World Series this season, because, my God, the Braves are such a juggernaut right now. And we know the Dodgers, there's talks for Verlander for the Dodgers. They always surprise us at the deadline on getting better. And that's what good organizations are able to do, because they have the farm system to just keep moving prospects for the next big piece, and the Dodgers have been doing that for years.
Yes, they have. And guys, we're joined by Casey Boguslaw, baseball analyst, talking Cubs baseball here right now on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Talk to me real quick about the youngsters. Chris Morel. All right, this kid is, didn't break camp with the big squad, and whether he used it as motivation or whether he was just ready, coming into the year, regardless, when he was called up, he has not slowed down at all. What did he have? He kept hitting homers like every day, every other day. Like, damn, dude. you, apparently, you're not too happy about them starting in AAA, and he showed it, man. He was fired up, but the things I like about him is he's still young and he's youthful exuberance, man. He still plays the game like a kid. He still gets excited. You know what I mean? He seems like a really, really true, just a nice young man who's super talented on the baseball diamond.
Just an absolute spark plug. I mean, you showed those highlights before I got on. Obviously, he can do it everywhere. Offense, defense, base running. He's shown it ability to perform in the clutch as well. That's something you don't often see out of young guys, but he has done that a ton. Some very, very big hits in his short Cubs career. You got to have those guys. You got to have the surprise guys to build a winner. And Chris Morel has definitely done that. He showed it a little bit last year when he came up, and just continued to do it this year, even though he started in AAA. Certainly, like you said, didn't want to do that, and showed that he belonged as soon as he came up here.
He damn sure did, man. Lastly, what do you think? How big of players do you think they're going to be in Stroman and Cody? You think they're going to get both? They're going to go after both to sign both? I mean, or you think they're just going to let one sign one? What do you think they're going to do? Because we know who Cody Bellinger's agent is, and that's the dude that's the shark. That's the shark. And people don't like him, but man, if you're a top-notch player, you love him because he does his job. He gets you the most money. Cubs have the ability to pay for him. Do they go down that route? Do they go down? Because if you lose both of them, what does that tell your fan base? If you sign both of them, what does that tell your fan base?
Right. I think Bellinger is number one to come back here. He's just so
freaking awesome.
Yeah, and he does it, not only offensively, defensively as well. And he can play multiple positions. He can play outfield. He's an actual first baseman who can play outfield, other than the guys that the White Sox have tried to do that with. And like we said, it clicked for sure on the north side for him. Not saying that he would give them a discount, but he certainly probably likes being here, and he's going to probably give them, as much of a shot as anyone. It's going to look bad if they let him go. Yeah, he's probably going to sign a pretty big contract after coming off of this season and coming off of what he's done previously in his career. But the Cubs certainly have enough money to do that. And I would say he's number one. Stroman a little bit further back from that, just due to age and everything like that. And, I'm a little iffy on giving a pitcher like that, on the back end of his career, a big contract. And he's probably going to be out there looking because he's had a great season. So he's going to, there's going to be enough teams looking for pitching. There always is. From my standpoint, and the Cubs have, we just talked about the rest of the rotation is coming up a little bit. So, they don't necessarily need him, but yeah, I think will look great in the fan base if you get go back and get both of these guys because you got to keep this thing rolling, especially if you're going to be buying here at the deadline, giving these Cubs fans, a fun fall here, a playoff race. You're going to have to keep that going in the offseason, but I would say Bellinger over Stroman, in my opinion.
Okay. Do you think the Cubs make any big moves, like a big time pitcher, either now or in the offseason? Because, you're talking about Verlander now that he could be moved by tomorrow 5. If he's not, I mean, the Cubs have that. I mean, you added Jason Verlander to a Cubs rotation and up on the north side. That first of all, it brings a lot of buzz. That brings a lot of buzz, just the name. And add him to Cody Bellinger, add him to Marcus Stroman, or add him to Dansby Swanson. There's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of talent, extreme top tier talent that would be on the north side.
Yeah, the starting pitching market, especially at the top, is not, is nothing to sneeze at. You could go out and get a Julio Urias. Blake Snell is having a great second half of the season. He's a free agent. Lucas Giolito, would he want to come back to Chicago? Moving over to the north side, it's possible. So you could certainly go out. There are aces to get. So yeah, there are certain possibilities for the Cubs to do. Can they do anything right now in these next, couple hours here? I guess about 30 hours left before the deadline. I don't know, just because I don't know who is selling right now. If there is that many people out there. And, like we said, the White Sox have some of the pieces remaining that could be moved, especially after the Ken Rosenthal news. Would they be doing another trade with the Cubs? I don't know. We've seen that they're at least willing to do that because they've done it a couple times in the last years. I don't know if that's going to happen right now, though. But the White Sox have some of the pieces, the bigger pieces left, and if the Cubs come a-calling, well, that'll certainly be an interesting spin to the rest of this season, and another probably tough pill for us White Sox fans to swallow here.
Last question before we let you go, Casey. I love having you on, Papa. Because we could talk baseball the whole show. What do you see? Do you think they run it back? Because no one's trading for Moncada right now. All right. Lou Bob was untouchable. Can they get a deal done? If they don't, then he's back. Eloy, there is some rumblings, nothing too crazy about Eloy. Do you see them running it back with the majority of this squad?
I think at least, I wanted trades last offseason, but I think you could still move, a Tim or an Eloy or a Dylan this offseason. Again, I much prefer it to be a different GM. Continue to build up a AA team that's getting better. I mean, they've made some trades that at least have some higher prospects involved. The catcher they got from Houston looks like he could be a good piece.
Switch hitting catcher, yeah,
and the catcher from the Angels. We'll see what happens there. A little bit lower. You can continue to build up that AA farm, specifically the AA portion of the farm system with Colson Montgomery, Brian Ramos, and have that kind of next class coming up. And then you did clear some salary for sure. Graveman is going to be gone. Lynn is obviously not coming back. But you could do that with, Joe Kelly, was another piece that had an option for next year. So there is salary that has been moved. If Jerry, even if he keeps the same budget going into next year, there are free agents to get to continue to build around Robert and Vaughn, that they could still have a contender pushing for like the wild card, especially, or the Central, because I'm not scared of anybody in the AL Central, and you could go out and do that, but they haven't done it in the last couple of years. You got to go out and get mid-tier to upper-tier free agents that are out there and supplant some of these positions, not have your corner infielders playing outfield, and you could go for it. And still have depth, because that's the biggest thing. You got to have the depth that is able to supplant guys if you do have injuries or guys performing below their level. Hopefully Moncada goes out and gets back surgery at some point, because I think that's what he needs, and maybe he comes back to a ceiling eventually, but he's going to be impossible to move. The contract is just too big, and with all the injuries, no one's going to touch that. So
24, 24 is it? 24 mil?
24, yeah. So they need to figure that out at some point, but That's what I would do. If I was in charge, is kind of just,
Well, stop that because you make too much sense, bro. You make too much sense. So you'd never be in charge over there.
Right. Absolutely not. Yeah. Too much of a voice. Not enough of a yes man for Jerry, for sure.
I think with Yo-Yo, they got to figure out, okay, what's the issue? Period. Okay, let's deal with it. If it's going to take, okay, you're going to be out 6 months, 8 months, then shut him down now. Have him have the surgery. So by the end of the season, he's literally in rehab.
Why is he playing now? Why is he playing now?
Yeah.
There's no reason for Yamagata to be playing now if he's not healthy, and which he said he's not,
But, that's what we do on the South Side, and it's frustrating. That's embarrassing at times. So, like what did Michael Cole? Yeah, what the hell you want to do with Kopech? This head case. You got rid of one head case and Lucas Giolito. Now you got this head case, and then what's going to happen with Ethan Cap? Like you're here for the Giolito. Now are you gone? I mean, what's? I thought it was a package. Yeah. Not a package deal. What?
That's what. Let's make this conversation full circle. Rick Hahn's got to go, so the manager goes. He can make his decision on his coaches. I still think Katz has done a pretty good job here. There are some good reclamation projects that he's had, and if they can flip Keenan Middleton for a real piece, that's a win for Ethan Katz right there. Just to pull out an example, and obviously they need to do that. Middleton's, a rental player anyway, and he's had a pretty good season, has struggled in July big time, so I think they might have overused him a little bit. Maybe should have moved him a couple weeks ago, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple days.
Casey, great stuff, buddy, but before you go, do me a huge favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, at Casey Boguslaw on, are we still calling it Twitter, whatever you want to call it?
X.
The X machine,
Black X,
and the Outfield Concourse podcast. We are still kicking, even though this season has been the biggest pain in the ass. This last episode, and we should have touched base. Next time we'll have to do that. We'll get on before the end of the season. Is this the worst White Sox season of your lifetime? That question, I tweeted it out, got a whole bunch of replies, a lot of fun replies, a lot of older White Sox fans than either of us, giving a lot of cool answers. I really enjoyed that. Check out just read the replies on that tweet that I sent out. It's a good White Sox history lesson.
You know what? That's funny. Just off the top of my head, without doing any research, I don't know if it's the worst. It's in the top 3 because I'm trying to remember, because I don't remember a team with this much promise.
Yeah,
having this bad of a season, which would make it the worst, in my opinion, if it was this much promise, this much. I mean, you had 3 or 4 guys here, even with Abreu last year, he was an MVP. So 3 or 4 guys here who could have been perennial MVP candidates had they lived up to their potential, and they didn't live up to anywhere near their potential. And that's what? Hey, Bronx Tale, the worst thing in life is wasted talent. That's what it is. And that's the worst thing in life, this White Sox team. Man, Chaz Palminteri, my man. Casey, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate it, man. We'll be in touch soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Shawn.
All right, bud. Guys, that's Casey Boguslaw, baseball analyst, giving it to you real, hard, uncut, raw. Man, he wants Rick Hahn out of here like I want Rick Hahn out of here. And you know me, if you watch the show, I've been a Rick Hahn fan. All right, fan of Rick Hahn. I'm a Rick Hahn apologist, but you know what? If you don't put winning over your own God-blessed ego, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go too, man. I'm sorry. We pay, they keep raising prices. They keep, beers like $12, $15 for a damn beer. Now it's $30 a park when it was just $25 2 years ago. It's going to be $35 next year, some shit like that. Like, come on, man. You keep gouging us, and you keep putting a shit product on the field. Like, do you realize we're not Wrigley? We're not going to go to the games just because it's the game. All right? That Wrigley did that for so long. They didn't give a shit about what they put on the field because they knew they were going to sell out. That's not how it works on the South Side. We are not going to go. We will not go to those games. And it's going to be embarrassing. Continued embarrassment when the outfield isn't packed on Sundays, when the lower level isn't packed, and you see all that on TV, all those empty seats. Something's got to change. Something's got to change, because what they're doing to the fan base. They're alienating a fan base. They're driving some people to the other side with, the north side. They're driving other people to various teams, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Rangers, the Yankees, the Mets. They're driving people away. Well, let's take a commercial break. And on the other side of the break, talk a little football, baby. I'm excited. I am excited. Talk a little football. Oh, I'm excited because I'll be there mañana. So don't go anywhere, folks. Some football talk coming up next right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Made one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Everybody in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Order up. When I want to give up, I try to focus on getting to the next minute, then the next hour, and the next day.
It might not seem like it right now, but there are people out there like me who want to listen and support you for the long haul.
And I found someone to talk to, someone who listened.
You are not alone.
Hey, this is Dr. J, and I listen to Shawn and Maya in the morning.
Keep your drive alive and going down the field.
Goes to the air again, and that's a bullet complete to Gabe Davis.
Oh, and Davis did his left knee. Some plays to take the ball away.
Fields with time, gonna go deep, and the catch is made inside the 25-yard line.
Quite strong.
Allen to throw. Watson, lots of time, and now over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nicholas Morrow. Morrow down inside the 20.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of Fox. That was it. That's the Bears, baby. I'm fired up. Camp is going on now as we speak. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm going to head up to Hallis Hall tomorrow for training camp. And, man, I'm anxious to see, and big shout out to my guy, Herb. Herb was on Fox. We're going to have to have a talk with Fox. They have that thing called the Sports Zone on Sunday night. Like, yeah, we're Sports Zone Chicago. Might have to do a cease and desist letter, but that's another story. But Herb was on last night, which was really cool. I'm excited. I am very, very, very excited about tomorrow. Okay. This team is poised for a breakout season. I'm telling you, part of it has to do with me being a Chicago Bears fan. But part of me but the bigger part of it has to do with me knowing football and trusting my eyes and what I'm seeing. Okay. And what I'm feeling. All right. I'm feeling the chemistry. I'm feeling the chemistry with Justin Fields and DJ Moore. Okay. I'm seeing and I'm hearing, and I'm seeing on tape, and I'm hearing from all the reporters, all my people up there, Herb Howard, Zach Pearson, okay, that Velus Jones ain't dropping shit. That dude is catching everything. All right, Velus Jones has felt the pressure. You brought in another speedy receiver, he's feeling the pressure. There's talk of him saying, hey, listen, you just stick to returning kickoffs. And he doesn't like that because if this defense is much improved, there's not going to be a lot of scores on this defense, which means the number of kickoff returns he has will decrease. Less playing time for him, less snaps for him. So he's trying to force his way onto the field, which I'm okay with. I am more than okay with it. You saw in that clip, one of the plays was to him. One of the deep balls, that Justin Fields threw was to him. And it was perfect, right over literally between two defenders. This is why when people say, and they said talking about Justin Fields, I'm like, have you not seen some of the throws he's made? Have you not seen? Like that throw right there, outstretched between two guys. The underneath guy couldn't get it. Velus Jones was the only guy who was able to catch that ball. This is why don't listen to people who don't know football. I know football. I'm not saying I'm the only person who knows football, but make sure when you listen to people talk Bears, listen to people who know football. Okay? Listen to them. Don't listen to Cornelius Tell him. Don't listen to Colin Blowhard. He don't know shit. Don't look, you know what? Here is, and I should have done this earlier, and I didn't. Silly me. You got guys who love just talking shit, who think because they have a platform that they're, and I don't know how they keep it, and it's their opinion, but it is not a very good opinion. It's not a good opinion. Like, it doesn't hold water. So here's one. Good. It's good to upload it. So there's some people who are just gloom and doom. Okay. So now this one, here's Dan Wiederer. This is last year. All right. He drives for the Sun Times. He said team drills, and look at the date, July 30th. So they're right in the middle of camp. Team drills, Justin Fields fumbles, sloppiness at the mesh point with Montgomery on a read option, handoff. And as Mark Craig NFL likes to say, got to get that cleaned up. Okay, good. But now when I'm hearing from all these guys, all the good stuff that's going on with the passing and the chemistry, this is this year or later. Oh, this was still last year. True flashes from the Bears, albeit few and far between this week. For me, the clunkiness has been particularly glaring. Okay, well, what are you putting now? You know what I mean? Like, where you're You know, where's the stuff that all the good stuff? You know, it's just I don't know. Not a fan of so 2 days ago, with about 15 minutes left, I will go on record to say this is the least entertaining training camp practice I've ever attended. Not much tempo or intensity by design. Like, really? I don't know. I just not. Why you have to be a negative Nancy and a downer all the time is beyond me. And you don't have to be you don't have to be optimistic or a little on the positive side. Be straight down the middle. Be straight down the middle. Justin Fields looked good today. But don't give me a backhand. Don't give him a backhanded compliment. But they are only in shorts and helmets. Just say Justin had a good day today. Receivers had a good day today. There have been tons of good days this year so far, this camp, for the receivers. DJ Moore's looking like a God-blessed stud. He looks so comfortable, it's scary. You're darn right. You're darn right, Cornelius. Remember, that's what I would say last year. They're not going to have to learn the system anymore. Not going to have to learn it. Now you can tweak stuff. Now you can make adjustments. You and your quarterback. And what the biggest thing thank you, Cornelius, for sparking what I want to say. The biggest thing that everyone's saying, Herb to Zach, to my guy Greg Braggs, and even some of the bigger outlets, he looks comfortable. He looks comfortable. He looks in charge of this offense. He looks relaxed. And I get it. He knows he's not going to get hit. I know they're not going to. Trust me, you're not coming anywhere near Justin Fields. I get it. I get it. But if the ball was on the ground and he wasn't completing passes, you know how many articles would be written? Oh, Justin Fields looks horrible. Oh my God, with no pads, they can't even connect. They can't even tackle. Blah blah. Then all of a sudden, Chicken Little, the sky's falling. So keep that same energy. If you gloom and doom because they don't look sharp in helmets and shoulder pads, then you better be over the top when they do look sharp in shoulder pads or in helmets, in shorts and helmets. Don't say, oh, he dropped a pass, they're gonna suck. And then DJ Moore catches a perfectly thrown back shoulder catch off of Tyreek Stevenson, stepped and just taps his toes, steps into the end zone for a touchdown, and don't get excited about that. We've seen the throws. Why you continue wanting to be a Debbie Downer? I don't know. Is it going to get you more likes? Maybe. But keep it real. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck with your fans. Yeah, Junior, we know who the critics of JF1 are. The demographic is the same. Yeah. Because you know who doesn't think Justin Fields needs to work on a lot of stuff? I mean, he does, but you know who doesn't think Justin Fields is a bust? Who doesn't think Justin Fields? The players in the NFL. Defensive coordinators in the NFL. They know. They're the ones who have to prepare for him. They're the ones who play against him. And if you saw, he's number 68 out of the top 100 players in the league. And if you saw some of the things that people have said about him, the respect that he gets from the players that he plays against, come on, man. I agree, Shorty. I agree. And, you know, there've been a lot of comparisons to Mitch. Like, oh, well, Mitch had a good 2018 and you're looking for this. Okay, cool. But you have to look at the pedigree. Where do they come from? One good season doesn't. There weren't a lot of throws that Mitch made were nice, they're pretty, but they weren't difficult throws. We've seen Justin, just that other clip coming out of break. The throw to Velus Jones in between two defenders, the corner and the bracketing safety. And he throws it outside the corner toward the sideline. Mitch Trubisky had 11 starts, 12 starts, 13 starts, whatever he did in college. Justin Fields, college football playoffs 2 years in a row, national championship game his last year. He's played against the top talent. I'm not going to rip Trubisky. So when people say Trubisky didn't play against the top talent, this is how stupid people are. They're in the ACC. Miami was in the ACC. Georgia Tech's in the ACC. Clemson's in the ACC. There's some good teams in the ACC. Just like all the teams in the SEC aren't Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia. It's about it, the top four. So Mitch was playing against those same teams. He was playing against the Miami. The Boston College, too, weren't they in the ACC? The Florida States. These are all teams that Mitch played against. But Justin did it in college. So he's played in the Big Ten. And yeah, it's top heavy in the Big Ten as well. But then you got the Big Ten championship game. Then you got the college football playoffs. You look at his resume, he's been successful every level. And it doesn't mean Mitch couldn't be good. No, it doesn't at all. But what I'm saying is, look at the way he carries himself. Mitch was like a coach's kid, like, yes sir, no sir, yeah. Like what I remember what I used to call him, Mitch was a good soldier. He was the obedient, the good soldier, the obedient soldier. That's what Mitch was. Justin Fields is different. Justin Fields is a leader. Justin Fields is a leader. And you can see he's down in Georgia, down in Florida, working, has receivers down there working out with him. Like the Pied Piper. Wherever I go, you go. All right, Cub fans, like Dexter Fowler. I go, you go. Wherever I go, you go. And he's got that work ethic. So he's got the work ethic. He's got the talent. You don't get to the NFL if you don't have talent, for starters. You don't get drafted in the first round if you don't have super talent. But then he's got the work ethic. Okay? Then he's got the desire. Or maybe I should put the desire and then the work ethic. I think the desire spawns the work ethic. He's been a winner. He's used to winning. He's used to doing whatever it takes to win. And he knows how to win, and he knows what he needs to do. So you know what? We're meeting in Georgia. We're meeting in Florida. All right, you go kick it at night. Head over to Ocean Drive, Mangoes, if you like. Nikki's Beach. The Clevelander, wherever you want to go. Just be ready to go at 10 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever time. Be ready to go. These are the things that a leader does. If you watch the throws, watch when he has time. That's the thing. Watch when he has time to throw. And then watch who he's throwing to. Now, if he's throwing to EQ St. Brown, okay. Well, he's not exactly throwing to Tyreek Hill. He's not throwing to Justin Jefferson. He's not throwing to Stephon Diggs. So when they drop it or his pass is incomplete, why was the pass incomplete? Did the receiver not create separation? And you can't even look and say it was a bad ball. Was it a bad ball because the receiver wasn't open? Because he couldn't create separation? Because the receiver ran the wrong route? Because the receiver It's not all on Justin Fields. And yes, don't get me wrong. Justin Fields had his mistakes. He has his things to work on. But all those incomplete passes last year were not on Justin Fields. You know it, and I know it. But you want to just say, oh, well, to feed that narrative, well, Justin Fields needs to work on his passing. No, Justin Fields needs to work on who the hell he's throwing to. And they've upgraded that. They've upgraded his receiving core. You put in a DJ Moore, that ups the ante for everybody. Everybody. And we haven't even talked about the running backs because they haven't had pads on. Starting Wednesday, we could talk Thursday or Friday show, we could talk about the pads. We could talk about a pads of popping. Junior put it so eloquently earlier when I asked him. I said, hey, how happy were you? How happy were you when the first day of pads? I'm trying to find it. Here it is. It's Christmas morning when we got into pads. It's where we can impose our will on defenders. Hell yeah. And it's where defenders, they got D linemen, linebackers. They liked it too because now you can show how much of a badass you are, how you can shed blocks, how you can make tackles, how you can bring people down, how you can penetrate if you're a D lineman, how you like to separate ball from receiver, ball from ball carrier. Oh, it's about to be on. DJ is an upgrade. An upgrade for Justin is an upgrade for DJ. You're damn right he is, Cornelius. You're damn right. You're damn right. He's like, wait, I got this guy, and he's gonna be throwing at me for the next couple years. Come on, man. And then his backup is a guy that threw to me in Carolina and PJ Walker. Man, wait till Friday when we can talk about the run game. Wait till Friday. All right. They won't do much Sunday at Family Fest. All right. They just keep it vanilla. It's cool. You know, they'll have some a lot of drills. All right. 7-on-7, maybe an inside drill. Maybe they'll have a red zone drill. They usually have a red zone drill. But they'll have the receivers working on, like, I want to see the crazy part is I'm not sure who I'm going to go with yet. Like, I want to video the offensive, defensive linemen. I want to video cornerbacks and DBs and one-on-ones. All right, working on the fade, working on, getting open. But the season's going to be fun. And just watch how many people are going to eat crow. You're going to have that fried hard, like my boys, the smoke fellas say. You have to fry that hard. The speed. Saw yesterday there was yesterday or 2 days ago there was a pick six on by the defense. I think it was PJ Walker. I think it got deflected. Tremaine Edmonds picked it up. What's up? People asking for the Bears to trade for Jonathan Taylor. They're not trading for Jonathan Taylor. Those are just uneducated Bear fans. All right, uneducated Bear fans. But he's asking for $16 million a year. He's asking for $16 million a year. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's better than Saquon Barkley, and he couldn't get $16 million a year. 14 they offered him, but he turned it down. Jonathan Taylor will not be a Bear. It's too much money at a position that has been undervalued, and it's been it shouldn't be, but it is. I'm telling you, I was a running back, and I love the position. It just the game has changed, and they are not as valuable anymore. Not saying they are not valuable. I said they are not as valuable anymore. Before any of you jump on me and say, how can you say they're not valuable? When you have a lead, you need to be able to run the clock out. Oh, yeah. But it's a passing league. You know that. I know that. That's why QBs and wide receivers are getting the big money. The guaranteed money. Brandon, what's up, Papa? I did have a good weekend. I did. A lot of staying home, hanging with moms. I did get out a little bit on Saturday at a friend of mine, the daughter of a friend of mine's graduation party. We actually outlasted the kids for high school graduation. It was awesome. Remember? It was awesome. So I had a good weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to Casey's asking me. Getting my tickets. Yeah. I didn't get to go to the Sox game. I was supposed to go yesterday for a friend's birthday. She was having it. One of my friends from CrossFit. Mom wasn't feeling too good. Her sugar was really high. Yeah, I couldn't leave her like that. I'll be gone for a good 5 hours, 6 hours. No. And then right now she doesn't need to be left alone for a long period of time. So, no. So I didn't get to do that. Cornelius, you're right. Oh, there ain't no one giving him $16 million. Nope. The Colts might be the only one who might even consider offering him $14 million. But I don't even think it's going to get that high. And there's an interesting development as well. They want to place him on a non-football injury list because he got injured they claim he got injured while training and working out at home, not at the facility. I forgot what state he was. Was it Florida, maybe? Okay. So if that's the case, they put him on the non-football injury list, which means they don't have to pay him. So for those of you who don't know, this is why they want you. It's a year-round gig. They want you working out at their facility. This way they can monitor you. They know exactly that. They know, first of all, they know that you're working out. Secondly, they can monitor you. Okay. And if anything happens to you there, they're covered via insurance. Got to follow the money. Got to follow the money. Everything you do in life, you got to follow the money. So this way they can claim the insurance because you're at the facility. If you get injured, their insurance will kick in. But if not, and they put you on a non-football injury list, they don't have to pay. They will not pay you. And if you hold back, or if you're out the whole season, or if they keep you on that list, well, then guess what? You lost a year. So your contract, if you're to be a free agent this year, at the end of this season, you'd have to play for them. So you wouldn't be a free agent until the end of next season. This is what the Colts are threatening to do. Did they put him on there? Let me double check. But anyway, so that's what's going on with Jonathan Taylor. And I think he's a great running back. But we don't need him. We don't need him. You know. Let's take a quick break. Let's wrap it up. Other side of the break, we'll bring it home. We're at the home stretch. So keep it locked right here, folks. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created JQuinnReports.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Urban. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoinreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoin.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Out in the first inning.
This is over the mound and infield single-worthy. TA has the first Sox hit this afternoon.
A 1-0 hit on the ground past Kopech, but right to Elvis. Tag, throw, double play. A 4-3 turn.
Nice job by Vaughn at the end of that with the stretch and being able to keep his foot connected to the bat.
1 out. The dangerous Luis Robert to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Popped up. This is trouble. It's going to drop. No, what a catch. Did he make the catch? Yes. What's the call? Yes, it is a catch. Throw gets by Bell, and the runners both advance.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Yeah, the good guys getting shut out. As I said, both Chicago baseball teams got shut out yesterday. Ofer, draw the collar. Wow. Not a good day for Chicago baseball. We're talking sports. We're talking sports all day, and I love it. We were talking baseball, football, and one of the things I did want to talk about, you mentioned Jonathan Taylor, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. We'll close out the show with that today. Well, first of all, tonight, So early in the morning, 2 o'clock a.m., U.S. women's national team, they're in the group, still in the group stage. Okay, they're playing Portugal tonight, or technically in the morning. And they're on at 2 o'clock on Fox. So if you want to get up, or just if you have, just DVR it. If you got cable, DVR it. 2 o'clock Portugal. They're in the group stage, and they won their first game 3-0 against Vietnam. They tied the second game against the Netherlands. Okay. Although a little bit of a surprise, but nonetheless, they're still a top Group E because they have the +3 goal differential because it's 3-0. So they're a top Group E. It's two goals better than the Netherlands. And what the U.S. has to do, they got to win. They have to win this group, and they'll avoid playing Sweden in the round of 16 and Spain. These are two teams that give them trouble. Have given them trouble. They would avoid Spain until the semifinals. Okay. So excited. They're going for the three-peat. This is awesome. So get up, get on up. Get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You want to trade the London session, that's good, but also the U.S. women's national team plays Portugal. So we're talking about Jonathan Taylor, and unfortunately, the running back position has been devalued. A couple of weeks ago, they had a Zoom meeting with a lot of the different running backs in the NFL about I don't even know. I do know, but I'm just being. So they were very disappointed. All right, it was Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, who else? Derrick Henry, Adams, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor. These guys were all on this Zoom meeting that they had. And it's because Terrell Davis. Hell, look at the Bears. You got Khalil Herbert. He was a 5th round, 6th round pick. You don't need to pay these guys big money. All right. This is not the NFL of old where you have one guy who carries one workhorse, one bell cow, so to speak. It's not like that anymore. Okay. It's not like that. You got the running back by committee. That's the way the game is played now. Running back by committee. And if you can get running backs, which you can, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, and you don't have to pay them, well, from a business perspective, it makes sense. I was on, it was 2 weeks ago, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before with the Smoke Fellas, and Kevin KDL was getting heated, like it's disrespectful. And I get it. I agree. But from a business perspective, the owners are trying to pay as little as possible because they know they got to pay the quarterbacks. And after the quarterbacks, who do the quarterbacks throw to? The wide receivers. And who protects the quarterback? The tackle. So I agree, but that's just the way the game has evolved. Okay? Remember, centers in the NBA used to be the men. They got all the big money. The Patrick Ewing. Akeem Olajuwon, the Shaqs of the world. Patty, tell them again. Please hit the like button. Sports owners, please do. And yeah, Cornelius, you're right. It is supply and demand. There are you can see, this would have been great for me coming out of college. I would have got a look. I went into my senior season. We had a new coaching staff. Guy was a jag bag. I would have loved to have gotten a shot. I tried to get a tryout with the Bears. Didn't work out. But nowadays, it's, they don't mind going to smaller schools. If they could pay you league minimum and get a good amount of production that they would pay a first rounder, and then if they don't get out of you, they can get out of another guy. It's running back by committee. And if they happen to find a running back who can do it all in the 6th or 7th round or 5th round, man, that's gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. And the running backs, and it sucks. Running backs they want their money. They are in a position where they take a lot of beatings, a lot of pounding. They put their body through so much. And the NFL stands for not for long. It stands for not for long. And running backs, and trust me, I get it. I understand why Saquon wants 15, 16 mil. I get it. You just saw he had the torn ACL. What if it's a torn knee? What if it's a broken neck? What if it's something that ends his career? They want that money up front. And they're needed. Because you can't pass the ball the whole game when you're protecting a lead. Like, running backs are so important. They're so important. But unfortunately, they're a dime a dozen. And the later the round that they draft you in, the better for them. The better for them. Now, is it collusion? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know Kevin's like they're colluding, but to me it seems like they just change. Once you change the way you play, then certain people who play a position that isn't in vogue, that isn't as I don't want to say isn't as necessary, isn't as prominent. There you go. If you play a position that isn't as prominent anymore due to the changing of the game, then you're not going to be paid. And I said, it doesn't help when you got guys who are 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round guys who are putting up numbers. As a running back, 400, 500 yards, 600 yards. Other running back gets 300, 400, 500 yards. Now you're getting 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards with 2 running backs with half the pounding. No, because Monty's one of those old school backs who needs the ball. He's one of those workhorses, one of those bell cows. He's got to carry the ball 20, 25 times. And he gets lathered up and becomes more effective that way. He's an old school type running back. Give him the ball 20 plus times a game. Remember I kept saying was it 24? I said give him the ball. It was 24 times a game. There was one of the seasons, if he had the ball if he carried the ball 24 times, they won. Like majority of the games, or if not all of them, that he carried 24 times. So he's a guy who needed to get lathered up. That's why last year it didn't work for him. He'd have a series, he's out. In the middle of a series, they pull him out. So yeah, it didn't work for Montgomery. We'll see. But it's just unfortunate. What do you want these? So now kids are going to grow up and not wanting to play running back, or they're going to play running back / slot. What about the big guys? What about the fullbacks? What about the running backs 6'1", 210, 215? What about those guys? they're going to have to conform and get the little money that they can while taking one of the worst beatings of anyone on the football team, a football field. I don't know. Sucks. It sucks for running backs. Because back in the day, I remember all the great ones, from Walter Payton to Jim Brown to Marcus Allen to John Riggins to Barry Sanders to Emmitt Smith to Danian Tomlinson to Jerome Bettis to Thurman Thomas, Eric Dickerson. All these guys that I saw as running backs, how they dominated the game. Not anymore. Not anymore. Shorty, you think so, huh? Running back will make a huge comeback in the next 5 to 10 years? I don't know, bro. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the game is too advanced. All right, it's very very pass happy. And you need to be a complete back. So very versatile, where you can run the ball, obviously, as a running back, but you can pass pro, you can catch out of the backfield. If you can't pass pro, then you better be able to catch out of the backfield. Man. Well, man, 2 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Casey Boguslav, for coming out talking baseball with us. And great conversation. If you missed it, go back and check it out. Casey Boguslav, check out. It's going to be up in a few moments on our Facebook page and YouTube page. You can watch it. Make sure you do that. 12:15 is Second City Sports. Lakina McGee, Sydney Brown. They're going to take you on a little 2-hour cruise with some more Chicago sports talk. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, our producer Steve Weekly, executive producer Elliot Baez, my social media guy Clarence Council III, and my co-host in absentia Maya Kai. I hope we entertained you and brought you some smiles along the way. So we'll see you on Wednesday. All right, I will have a camp update for you. I'll have a camp update for you since I'll be there tomorrow. It's still good. Remember, we got to take that with a grain of salt because there's no pads. Pads don't come out till Wednesday. But I like to see them. I like to see how they walk around, feel their energy, see, are they confident in what they're doing? We'll figure that out. So for everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Do me a favor. Make sure you follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all right, Twitter. Make sure you do all of them. All right. We'd appreciate it. So for everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Have a wonderful day. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Beautiful, beautiful day today. Enjoy it with your loved ones. Get out there. Summertime shy. It's only going to be high of 84. Nice day. So get out there, enjoy it. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Your boy, the Superback. I am out.